What's going on, guys? So I've been seeing lately a bunch of YouTubers doing like a studio tour. So as you can tell from this video, I thought, what the heck? I'll show you guys my studio setup because I feel like a lot of people that do that are kind of like bigger YouTubers and all that kind of stuff. So I thought like I just show you guys what a small channel studio looks like, I guess. Don't even have 500 subs at the time of filming this video, but I have had a couple people in the comments tell me that like I have good quality for my sub count, so I thought I would show you guys my studio. I mean, it's honestly just a spare room in my house and the kind of like equipment that I use, since I don't have necessarily like the highest end equipment. So I've been like making videos for like years at this point, I don't even know. But over that time, I mean, I've moved to different places, my setup has changed, even just in this room, my setup has changed a lot in the background. And this is what we're dealing with now. All right, so this is my studio slash just, you know, place that I film and edit all of my videos. As you can see, it's not really much. So you go over here, you know, I got just these RGB lights. Like I just bought RGB light bulbs, put them in there, and that's a little aperture light over here. Like I bought those two for photography so that I could do little like Photoshop stuff with it. So technically I didn't even buy them for the videos, but they work in my videos and I like the colored backgrounds. That's my old camera, just like random light masks and just all my camera equipment that I should probably clean out. Then we just got my movies and all this stuff that I just threw in here because I'm redoing my living room. This is where Calvin sleeps when I'm working. Now if we go over to my desk, this is what I'm working with. I have kind of like two different things. I have my little desk here, and then I have like a gaming, like a little square board game table, card table, whatever you want to call it over here. So I have this little mic here clipped to the side of my desk. I just bought this, it was like $70, so it wasn't like super expensive. Plugs right into the computer, and I use Audacity for audio and just record it. I don't have like XLR cables in the boxes. It's just like a cheap option. I also have a shotgun mic, which I'm using right now. And then before I got this though, I was literally just taping a cheap lav mic to my chest and plugging it into my phone. So here's my tripod. It's a Manfrotto tripod. This did cost me some money, but I did get it for photography. That just sits there. We got my computer monitor, which is honestly kind of trash. It was like the cheapest thing I could find. And the resolution is just awful. So I do not recommend that. And then we have my old TV over here that I use as a second monitor. Over here, I pretty much just use, you know, Audacity and OBS to record stuff on. It's also good for Ragnar to just sit here and watch TV on it. My computer is actually all the way down here. I built this PC. I made an entire video on it. Nothing like crazy, but I did build it for editing. I just have an old Dell keyboard that my parents had on their computer like 10 years ago. It still works, so why not use it? Then a little gaming mouse, Ken Konecki mat. And of course, we can't forget about Carl. He's been there with us through it all. Also got the little wrist supports for your when I'm editing, because I'm literally on my computer like all the time and at work for my job. So, you know, support your wrists. So I have a pretty basic chair right here. I think this was literally just a chair I got from like Walmart or Target or something like that. Also, I have these little, you can't even see, they're like little shelves to put my monitor on. That way I don't have that beta posture and like a big old hump on my neck from looking down at my computer screen. So yeah, thank you, Sarah, for giving me those. And then we got our lights up here. I have two soft boxes that I light myself with. So these lights actually aren't like very good at all. They were like 30 bucks each. So it was like a set. It was like 60 bucks for both of them, so 30 bucks each. You know, they work as soft boxes. I can use them for photos or video, whatever. Like they work, but they make a lot of noise, so I can't even use like my I can't use my shotgun mic on my camera like I am now, because the camera sits right next to it. And so you can't hear anything. So that's why I had to use a lav, and that's why I have to, like, I've got this other light because you could just never hear me. I have an Oculus here that I got from my uncle that he just sent me. I got my D&D book in case I need to level up my characters. But yeah, this is just kind of where I do everything. I edit on this computer. I use Premiere Pro. Pretty standard, simple stuff, I guess. All right, so lastly, and I know this is the most important part, is my cable management behind my computer. So it's not great, but I do have a little bit, but not a whole lot. So this is what I'm working with back here. Obviously, it's a mess. Look at all these cables back here. I put like a little bread thing, you know, on it, a twisty tie on here to try and keep some of the cables from everything together, but overall, it's just a mess. I have like all these cables, everything goes back there, up to there. I mean, look at that, cables everywhere. Everything's always full. There's so many cords. I do need to do a better job, but that's where I'm at the moment. So yeah, that's honestly my whole setup. Just this little corner over here. We also got my man Legolas up there just because, you know, why not? So that's the YouTube setup that I'm rocking with now. A lot of this stuff I've just accumulated like over the years of doing it. You gotta remember too, like the camera I'm using is actually a Canon EOS R with a RF lens. That's a lot of money there. I only have this camera because I do photography. So you kind of gotta remember that equipment like that and like the lights, like I said back there, they're all purchased for my photography, but I also can use them for my YouTube. So it might not be as plausible, obviously, for someone that's just doing this for fun to spend that type of money on the camera and lens, which is probably why this setup looks as good as it does. But actually, you know what? There's a test. I'm gonna go get my Rebel and put it on the tripod and actually see if that makes a difference in quality, and you guys can let me know. So I switched to my Canon Rebel T6i using the built-in microphone on it, not using any lighting. This is what my setup would look like, and I feel like a lot of channels start this way, and it's perfectly fine, but you can definitely tell how like the video quality and the audio definitely helps with selling that I'm, you know, more professional and maybe a little bit more pleasant to listen to and to watch. So now let's switch back to my current setup. So now we're back to my normal setup. As you can tell, it makes a pretty big difference. So I even took some video with this current like lighting setup with my old camera just so you could see what that looks like. It honestly looks pretty decent. So my advice, if you're just starting out, get a couple of soft boxes or ring lights. You can always throw a blanket over them to help diffuse them, or a shower curtain. Just make sure the stuff doesn't catch on fire. Buy yourself a mic, whether it's like this or a lav mic. You can get like lav mics for your phone for like 40 bucks. They're more expensive than I feel like they should be, but you can get that for 40 bucks. You can film on your phone. You can edit with free software like DaVinci or iMovie, or what Windows has one as well. Windows Movie Makers, anyone still use that? So if you're really gung-ho on doing YouTube videos, you could probably get a setup similar to this for about $100, minus the RGB lights. But then again, you could just buy like one RGB light bulb and put it in one light that you have sitting beside you, and then you could have something similar to that effect. It's definitely possible if you want to get started and change your look to look something more like this. But that's just my opinion, and yeah. So with that, I will see you next time.